Are there any resolutions or announcements from members of council? Councilmember Craig.
Thank you very much, President Ginther. Tonight I have the distinct privilege and honor of, and I'm going to ask them if they would begin to approach the podium. Major Snyder-Hill, if you will approach with Rick, if you will also come. Rick Isbell, our Veteran Affairs Coordinator and ADA Coordinator. As they're coming, I believe that we have a 50-second video that we want to show you from the banquet, the dinner of the Employer Support Guard and Reserves, better known as the ESGR. And I think that's primed up, Adam.
The City of Columbus, Ohio is committed to recruiting, hiring, and supporting service members and veterans in both its workforce and in the wider community. Columbus extended its veterans hiring preference to include all current Guard and Reserve members and regularly attends military job fairs. The city coordinates care packages for deployed service members, and they also developed a detailed human resources checklist to make sure that pay and benefits are always maintained. City Council member Herschel Craig is here to accept the award tonight.
What you didn't hear loudly was OHIO. And I can't tell you, there have been many times that I've been so proud to serve on council, but I've never been prouder of that night in Washington. We were at the Pentagon during the day. I certainly want to thank Major Snyder-Hill for nominating us for this outstanding award, this extraordinary achievement. Out of 2,900 applicants, they only selected 15. And we were the only city that night to be recognized in a significant way. There were small businesses and major businesses. And to be in Washington, to see this, and Columbus to be recognized in this way for the work that we do for our servicemen and women. And that's the least that we can do by honoring them. I'd like, with us today is John Harper. Mr. Harper is the state chair of ESGR. Mr. Harper, if you'd like to have a few words, I want Rick to continue to hold that so you all can see how important that is. We important.
Then I better talk fast if he's got to hold that. Councilman Craig insisted that I purloin this from the reception area and bring it, since I drove to Washington and they flew. So it'll go in your office, Hirsch.
We appreciate you getting that and sneaking that out of Washington.
It is a very distinct honor. It's even better than he said, because there are only 5 public sector employers honored. So we weren't 1 in 15, we were 1 in 5. I can only thank Columbus on behalf of our clients, our service members, for what you do, and Rick does a bang-up job. So thank you so much.
Rick? Mr. Isbell?
Thank you, Councilmember Craig. Council members, it is my pleasure to be a part of this, and it is definitely a team effort. We came here, I came on board in 2005, and I was brought here to make sure that we take care of our men and women who are serving in uniform and make sure that they don't have to worry about what's going on back home while they're serving our country. And that's, like you said, sir, the least we can do. So the things that we have done and the improvements that we've made in our city, and we'd like to thank you all, because your policies have made us go forward to make this a better place for our men and women to serve. Thank you.
Rick, I want to also make a special office, you're out of your office, you're fighting for our men and women in uniform. Major Snyder-Hill.
Thank you, President Ginther and Councilmember Craig. In the Army Reserves, that we're often referred to as citizen warriors, because I serve as a soldier. I also serve as a public city employee. Sometimes the two simultaneous services collide. Many times as a soldier, I'm stopped and I'm thanked for my service. People continually are so gracious to the point of stopping us and pointing out our sacrifices that we make while we serve our country. Unfortunately, the piece that's missing are the sacrifices and recognition to our employers that have to step up in our absences. I was given very little notice in 2010 when I was deployed to Iraq for a period of 408 days. I informed the health department, and it couldn't have come at a more inopportune time because I had just gotten promoted. I was promoted to the responsibility of being the director of one of the largest grant-funded programs in the city. The health department sprang into action. I was able to go serve my country without worrying about my program, our employees, or the underprivileged clients that we serve, and that would be secured back home while I was serving. This required a lot of sacrifices from my leaders, from my supervisors, and all the people that were on me right up to and including the frontline WIC staff. But due to everybody stepping up, I was able to defend my country and I didn't have to worry. The silent heroes are our employers because they're the ones that have to step up back home. This award was very well deserved. The City of Columbus recognizes sacrifices soldiers make, and now I want to recognize that under the mayor and Dr. Long's guidance, the city has made it so that we can do our job and protect and defend our country. And in closing, I just want to reiterate the infamous statement that the ESGR always puts out, is that we all serve. Thank you very much.
I tell you that night, thank you for your service. That night, it was full of our employers from around the nation. It was something to see, and we certainly need to honor them, those employers that open up opportunity for our servicemen and women. Councilmember Mills, I believe you had a comment.
Could one of you read the last bullet on that poster out loud for me, please?
The last one? Okay. It says, when a police recruit was called to duty while at the training academy, the city accommodated his military service and ensured the service member was able to graduate on time. So.
Thank you very much. I think it's commendable to serve our country, and thank you for all that you've done, and thank you, Councilmember Craig, and for someone to and come back and serve our city, and I think that that's important, so I wanted to highlight that sacrifice, and I think that it's important that we step up at all those times, during the tough times when we need you here, and in the times when we need you there. So thank you very much for your service.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilmember Tyson.
Thank you, Chairman Craig, and say congratulations to you, Rick, and again, to each and every one of you for the work that you have done to ensure that our veterans certainly have an opportunity to be able to come back to great jobs in the city of Columbus. I know that this council also passed legislation to make sure that as families, sometimes if you're a family of a military person, that sometimes people do not want to rent to you because they sometimes feel as though you may be called off to duty and then they someone will not be able to continue to pay their rent. I know that this council passed legislation to ensure that you would not be discriminated against based upon your veteran status. So we certainly support you. We think so highly of you. And again, we just want to thank you for your service to this country. Congratulations.
Again, and I have this plaque that I wanted to read very quickly. I have something else I want to give you. It says, Employee Support of the Guard and Reserve honors 2013 Secretary of Defense Employer Support Freedom Award recipient, City of Columbus, in recognition of exemplary support of Guard and Reserve employees. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and give them a huge round of applause?